Last month, a guy checked his bank account and saw $540 that he did not work for. No extra shifts, no side hustle grind, no selling anything on the weekend. He just made some quiet changes to how his existing life was set up, and the money showed up. That is what this video is actually about. Not a second job, not a business, not waking up at 5 in the morning to hustle before work. This is about the money that is already sitting inside your current life that you are leaving on the table every single month because nobody told you it was there. Let me show you exactly where it is. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Most people think about income in one way. You trade time for money. You work more hours, you earn more money. You stop working, the money stops. That is the only model they know. So when they need more money, they immediately think, second job, more hours, more exhaustion. And that works. I am not going to tell you it does not. But it is the hardest possible version of the solution because there is a second model, and almost nobody teaches it. Instead of selling more of your time, you make your existing life produce income. Your money, your stuff, your habits, your accounts, all of it is sitting there right now, either earning for you or doing absolutely nothing. For most people, it is doing absolutely nothing. That is the gap. That is the $500. Let me walk you through exactly how to close it. Method 1. Your savings account is robbing you. I am going to say something that is going to frustrate you a little bit. If your money is sitting in a standard high street bank savings account right now, you are being paid almost nothing for it. We are talking 0.1%, maybe 0.5% if you are lucky. On $10,000, that is $50 a year, $4 a month. That is embarrassing. But here's what most people do not know. High-yield savings accounts, the kind offered by online banks, are paying 4, 4.5%, sometimes 5% right now. On that same $10,000, that is $400 to $500 a year. That is $40 a month, just sitting there, doing nothing, doing nothing. You do not work harder, you do not take on more risk, you just move the money to a different account. That is it. That is the whole strategy. The switch takes about 15 minutes. Most online banks have no fees, no minimum balance requirements, and the money is just as safe as it is in your current bank. If you have $20,000 sitting in a regular savings account, that is $80 to $100 a month, you are missing every single month, and you have been missing it for years. Method 2. Get paid for spending money you were already going to spend. You are going to buy groceries this week. You are going to fill up your car. You are going to pay your bills. You are going to order something online. Malice. That spending is happening whether you like it or not. Mitra. The question is, are you getting anything back for it? Cashback credit cards are one of the most underused tools in personal finance. The right card gives you between 1.5% and 5% back on everything you spend. If you spend $2,000 a month, which is a very normal number for food, fuel, subscriptions, utilities, and everyday life, a 2% cashback card gives you $40 back every single month. Without buying anything extra, without changing your behavior, without doing anything differently at all. You just use a different card for the same purchases you were already making. Now stack that on top of cashback apps. Apps like Rakuten, Top Cashback, and Honey sit between you and online retailers, and they pay you a percentage of your purchase back. Some categories go as high as 10 or 15%. Use these two things together, the right credit card, plus a cashback app for online shopping, and you can realistically pull $50 to $80 a month out of spending you were going to do anyway. And the key here is discipline. Pay the card off in full every month. The moment you carry a balance, the interest wipes out every penny you earned back. But used correctly, this is free money. Literally. Method 3. Bank account bonuses. Reasnasas. This one surprises people the most. Banks desperately want new customers, so they offer sign-up bonuses to get you through the door. Open a new checking account, set up a direct deposit, keep the account open for 90 days, and they hand you anywhere from $100 to $500. Some of the biggest banks in the country are running these promotions constantly. Chase, Citi, Wells Fargo, SoFi, they all do it. Now, you cannot do this forever. You cannot open the same bank account twice. But here is the thing. If you have never done this before, you could realistically claim 2 or 3 of these bonuses this year, stack them together, and walk away with $400 to $1,000 in total for opening a bank account, setting up a direct deposit, and waiting. That is not a second job. That is a calendar reminder and 15 minutes of admin. Method 4. Rent out what you already own. This is where it starts to get interesting. Affide. Most people have more rentable assets than they realize, and they are letting those assets sit idle every single day. Do you have a car? If your car sits parked for most of the day, which most cars do, because the average car is parked 95% of the time, platforms like Turo and HireCar will pay you to let other people drive it when you are not using it. Depending on your car and your city, that can be anywhere from $300 to over $1,000 a month. You are not doing anything. Your car is just working while you are at your actual job. Able to shop. Do you have a spare room, a garage, a storage unit you barely use? Neighbor and Stashby let people rent storage space in private homes. People who live in apartments and do not have enough room for their stuff will pay you monthly to store boxes in your garage. A spare room on Airbnb, even rented a few nights a month, can bring in a few $100s. Even if you do not want strangers staying full-time, a single weekend listing can cover groceries for the month. The mindset shift here is simple. You already own these things. They exist whether you rent them out or not. The question is just whether someone is paying you for them. Method 5. Make your money work for you with dividends. This one takes the most time to build up, but it is arguably the most powerful one on this list. Certain stocks, ETFs, and funds pay you regularly just for owning them. These are called dividends. The company makes profit. It shares a portion of that profit with shareholders. You are a shareholder. They pay you. You do not have to do anything. You just have to own the right things. Now, to make $500 a month purely from dividends, you would need a fairly large portfolio. We are talking around $150,000 invested, depending on your yield. That is not realistic for most people starting from scratch right now. But here is the point. Every dollar you invest today is a dollar that will start producing income. Small at first, then compounding. Tappers? If you start with $5,000 in a dividend ETF today, you might earn $15 to $20 a month right now. That is not life-changing, but it is money you did nothing for. And in 10 years, with contributions and compounding, that same approach could be generating $200, $300, $400 a month without you adding a single extra hour of work. The people earning passive income in their 40s and 50s started building it in their 20s and 30s. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Method 6. Sell what is sitting in your home doing nothing. Walk through your home right now, in your mind. How many things do you own that you have not touched in over a year? Old electronics, clothes you never wear, furniture you bought and replaced, books, games, kitchen gadgets, sports equipment. Most people are sitting on hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars of stuff. That is just collecting dust. Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Vinted, Depop, Craigslist. All of these platforms are free to list on, and people are buying secondhand items every single day. This is not a long-term income strategy. You will eventually run out of things to sell. Vegik aliviskazifayuter, but as a one-time boost, a focused weekend of listing things you already own can easily bring in $200 to $500. And there is a bonus benefit. You declutter, your space feels lighter, and you suddenly have cash you did not have before. Chela. The only thing standing between you and that money right now is 30 minutes of taking photos and writing descriptions. Method 7. Referral income from things you already use. This one almost nobody thinks about. Almost every product and service you use has a referral program. Your bank, your investment app, your phone provider, your broadband, your energy supplier, your streaming services. They pay you cash or credits every time someone you refer signs up. Think about the people in your life who trust your opinion. Friends, family, colleagues. Kaya, if you genuinely love a product, a bank account with a great interest rate, an investing app you actually use, a cashback service, and you tell those people about it through your referral link, you earn money. They often get a bonus too. Everyone wins. This is not spamming your friends with links. This is just sharing things you would have recommended anyway. Apps like Robinhood, Monzo, Revolut, Wise They all have referral bonuses ranging from $10 to $50 per person you bring in. Refer 5 people this month. That is potentially $50 to $250, just from organic conversations you were already having. Now let us do the maths, because I want you to see how these stack. High-yield savings account on $20,000 saved, $40 to $80 a month. Cashback credit card on $2,000 of monthly spending at 2%, $40. Cashback apps on online purchases, $10 to $30. One bank account sign-up bonus spread over 12 months, $25 to $40 a month on average. Renting out your car 2 weekends a month on Turo, $80 to $150. 2 referrals this month, $30 to $100. A dividend ETF with $5,000 invested, $15 to $20 a month, growing over time. Add it up. That is somewhere between $240 on the low end to over $500 on the high end. And that is without selling anything, without renting a room, without touching the more aggressive strategies. $500 a month is not some fantasy number. It is the result of doing several small, low-effort things simultaneously. None of them are dramatic on their own. Together, they change your financial picture completely. But here's the thing I really want you to sit with. $500 extra a month is $6,000 a year. That is a vacation. That is an emergency fund built in a year. That is the down payment on something big. That is the money you invest next year that becomes passive income the year after. The people who are financially free in their 40s are not smarter than you. They did not earn more than you. They just set up their lives to produce small, quiet streams of income over and over again until those streams became a river. You are not behind. You just have not started yet. Dola. And the lowest effort version of that start is already inside your current life. The savings account you have not switched yet. The card you have not optimized. The car that sits in your driveway on weekends. The stuff in your spare room that someone would genuinely pay you for. None of this requires a second job. None of this requires more hours. It just requires a decision. Make the decision this week, not next month, not when things calm down. This week. Pick one thing from this list. Just one. Set it up. Let it run. Sen. Then come back and add the next one. That is how it works. That is how the $500 shows up, and quietly, without you working for it. And once you see it, you will never go back to leaving money on the table again.